just starting out on Dobro and you're in the open G tuning, G, B, D, G, B, D, and you run into a minor chord situation where you don't know exactly what to do when that minor chord shows up. The very first trick that you can do is you just eliminate a couple of notes from your normal major chord. In this example, I'm just going to play C, which is our 5th fret. So that's our C major. When we play that 5th fret and we go all the way across, we got C, E, G, C, E, G. That is the first note of the scale, the 3rd note of the scale, the 5th note of the scale. And then the top 3 strings just repeat, the 1st, 3rd, 5th. So 1, 3, 5, that's what makes up a major chord. The only difference between a major chord and a minor chord is this 3rd gets flattened. So you can see I can't play those notes at the same time unless I'm doing some sort of slant, which takes quite a bit of practice to be able to pull that off if you're just starting out. Right, so when I just kind of play some notes, I'm skipping that 5th string, just playing that 6th, 4th, and 3rd string at the 5th fret. I might hint at that flat 3rd, but I don't even have to. If I'm playing with another instrument that can play the full chord, all I'm going to focus on as I'm starting out is not hitting that 5th and 2nd string over a minor chord, right? And this goes for any fret really. So this is C, this would be D, E, F. If it's an F minor, I'm just going to skip that 5th and 2nd string and make sure I don't hit those. And one safe way to really do that is if you're just kind of laying down a little bit of a rhythm as you're going around the jam circle or whatever your situation is I'll just have my bar going from over the 6th through the 3rd string, and then my right hand is only picking the 6th, 4th, and 3rd string. I'm skipping that 5th string. Something like that, or if I'm doing a chop, just making sure that 5th string is not getting hit, right? I'm eliminating the chances of hitting that 2nd string because I don't even have my bar on there, right? And I got my fingers behind my bar, really making sure that these 2 open strings up top they're not going to ring out. And then the last trick that you can absolutely do if you want to be really safe of not hitting this note over a minor chord, which I promise you isn't going to sound very pleasant, is you can use your thumb on your left hand to kind of lay on that 5th string if you want to mute it even more. I'm pretty confident now that, well, I do it a little bit, just out of habit. Right, so that could qualify as a C minor chord, even though you're not playing a real C minor chord. You're just letting the other instruments do that, and that's a lot of times we have to do that. There are ways where we can get a minor sound, but very rarely are we playing a complete minor chord. We might be playing 2 notes of the chord that will sound more minor than this, but you still almost need that other instrument to fully get that minor sound. All right, so that's the trick, is just to stay away from your 3rds, your major 3rds, and that's our 5th and 2nd string. And that'll, I promise you, will work if someone else is playing the full minor chord in the progression. You're going to be safe every time if you don't hit those 5th and 2nd strings. So if you're interested in learning some other tricks to get minor chords, I do have a complete lesson on this called the Chord Study in the Open G tuning on my website. I'll put a link to that in the video description below, but you can kind of go ahead and check that out if you want to get some other tricks on playing minor chords and also 7th chords. I believe I did a lot of those in that lesson as well.